chapter 15, starting with verse 21 through 39. And this is coming from the Common English Bible. Simon, a man from Cyrene, Alexander and Rufus' father, was coming in from the countryside. They forced him to carry his cross. They brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means skull place. They tried to give him wine mixed with myrrh, but he didn't take it. They crucified him. They divided his clothes up, drawing lots for them to determine who would take what. It was 9 a.m. when they crucified him. The notice of the formal charge against him was written, "The King of the Jews." They crucified 2 outlaws with him, one on his right and one on his left. People walking by insulted him, shaking their heads and saying, "Ha, so you were going to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, were you? Save yourself and come down from that cross." In the same way, the chief priests were making fun of him among themselves, together with the legal experts. He saved others, they said, but he can't save himself. Let the Christ, the King of Israel, come down from that cross. Then we'll see and believe. Even those who had been crucified with Jesus insulted him. From noon until 3 in the afternoon, the whole earth was dark. At 3, Jesus cried out with a loud shout, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you left me?" After hearing him, some standing there said, "Look, he's calling for Elijah." Someone ran, filled a sponge with sour wine, and put it on a pole. He offered it to Jesus to drink, saying, "Let's see if Elijah will come and take him down." But Jesus let out a loud cry and died. The curtain of the sanctuary was torn in two from top to bottom. When the centurion who stood facing Jesus saw how he died, he said, "This man was certainly God's son."
Jesus' journey to the cross was painful. It was full of thorns and trials, friends betraying, friends denying. It was full of loneliness and taunts and mockery and terrible physical pain. In many ways, we will never know the pains that Jesus went through. The physical pains, as well as the sense that he was carrying the burdens of the whole world as he went. But we understand what it feels like to hurt. We understand that journeys through life are difficult. We are purposely doing this meditation in our back field labyrinth, which is overgrown. We purposely did not clear the overgrowth. And as we have spoken, you have heard birds, you have heard cars going by, you have heard a plane going overhead. Because life isn't about sitting and having a picture-perfect prayer in an absolute picture-perfect sanctuary. Life is about walking through weeds, navigating the world. The overgrowth on our labyrinth reminds us that our life is fraught with difficulties, and Good Friday reminds us that God understands that God knows, that God knew on the cross the depths of our pain, and that when we experience large pains and small, mental and physical. God gets it. God knows that there are difficulties that we must all go through because God created us to have those struggles define who we are. We are defined, we are made and created anew by the way we face our struggles. The struggles we walk through are what makes us truly alive. Writer Brené Brown says, "There will be times when standing feels too hard, too scary, and we'll doubt our ability to make our way through the uncertainty. Someone somewhere will tell us, 'Don't do it. You don't have what it takes to survive the wilderness.' This is when we reach deep down into our wild hearts and remind ourselves, I am the wilderness."